Who are you without all of your labels? Let's talk about that. Hi, Janet Mohapi-Banks here, breakthrough coach for female entrepreneurs, leaders, change makers, and any other woman who knows that they want more from life. I help you to get that more through mindset manifestation, energy healing techniques, and also just, bringing you in alignment with your highest. So you're fully conscious and connecting with the oneness of all that you are. So I want to talk about this concept of labels. Yeah. We are, from the moment we're born, we have labels applied to us, whether that's the label of being a girl or a boy, or whether that's the label of being black, white, Chinese, whatever. Yeah. Whether that's and then we go on, don't we, into school, and we get labeled with things like intelligent or clever or a little bit stupid or good and bad or well-behaved and compliant. And all these labels affect the way that we feel about us. They affect how we present ourselves in the workplace, in life in general. Yeah. One of the things that really trips people up is really buying into these labels. Yes. And it's hard sometimes when we attach these labels to us so firmly to grow from that place. It's really hard to grow when we have so many sticky labels on us. Yeah. And, I know that when I burned out of my cake business, I used to make cakes for people getting married at the Ritz and the Connaught and, all of like Mayfair and stuff. And when I burned out of that business, it was really difficult to remove that luxury cake designer label that I had stuck to me. That like female entrepreneur label that was stuck to me, the entrepreneur label that was stuck to me. And that's because I had connected my identity with this label, and that's what the labels are there for. Yeah, the labels are there to define you, but as you grow out and you need to discard the labels, that's when it gets a little bit tricky for some people sometimes. Yeah, so like I say, when I burned out of my cake business, removing that label, because it was so ingrained as my identity was being a really successful cake designer. So not having that identity anymore, having to remove that label, left me in a bit of like a limbo. I didn't really know who I was without that label. But as I've gone on through life, and I've learned and I've grown and I've really embraced all that I am without any labels, I realize that I have had to remove all of the labels, just all of them. Yeah. And, and don't get me wrong, there are still labels attached to me, and I am working daily to remove those as well. But you need to understand that the labels are just mental constructs. They're all created in the mind. Like even the labels of being male or female, they are mental constructs. They're not anything to do with biology or physiology. Yeah, I think that's the word, physiology. I don't know. Your body. Yes. Like gender has nothing to do with that, as I'm discovering because I have a trans child. And it's discarding these labels is sometimes really difficult because, like I say, when we associate so closely with the labels and we discover that those labels about us aren't actually true, then we are often left in this, oh my God, I have no idea who I am anymore. And so the only way to get through that is to go inwards and reconnect with your highest, reconnect with all that you are, reconnect what you know to be true, not just in your head, but also in your heart. Reconnect with what your body is trying to tell you all the time. Your body is constantly sending you messages. So to remove the labels, which you need to do to become one with your most authentic self, with your highest version of you, you cannot have these labels that other people mostly stuck on you, determining how you live your life or what your potential is. Yes, because we often get really confined and restricted by the labels that we have on us. Yeah, and like even things like good and bad, labeling situations as good or bad. No, nobody can do that. Nobody can honestly, authentically, like truthfully do that, because nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. You know, like when my husband left, when I was waiting for brain scan results, that felt really bad. But I later went on to discover that actually that was the best possible thing that could have happened, because without that happening, I wouldn't have found the chiropractor that gave me back my life. That was a good thing, dressed up as a bad thing. But it's only because I stuck a label on it as being bad that it felt bad. If during that time I could have seen how good that was for me, for the greater good of me, then I never would have put that label of bad on it. And maybe I would have recovered from it much quicker. Yeah. Because that's the thing as well, like our bounce back rate, our recovery rate is very much determined by the labels that we attach to situations. Yes. If you put the label that everything is always working out for me, everything is always working in my greatest and my highest, then that's a much easier label to deal with in life. Yes. If you know that everything is always working out, or if you just decide that everything is always working out, then when challenges come, you don't label them as bad. You don't label yourself as a victim or a savior or anything else. Yeah. You just go, oh, okay, so this is what's happening. And this is how you live in the here and now more. And it's by living in the here and now, by removing labels, by not attaching labels to things in the first place, that your growth and expansion and consciousness can just hold you with ultimate love, ultimate care. And when you do that, that's when you truly become at one with yourself. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say today.